Sales is no longer a game of persuasion or gimmicks. In today's ever-changing market, the winner is no longer the most eloquent speaker, but the one with the deepest understanding of finance, customer psychology, multi-channel strategy, closing techniques, and a warrior-like dedication to training. If you're searching for a clear, practical roadmap to elevate your entire sales career, this is it. This isn't just 5 tips. This is the blueprint for becoming an irreplaceable salesperson. Let's now dive into the strategic pillars. 5 essential elements that will transform you from an ordinary salesperson into a market dominator. Tip 1. Break financial limits. Activate the breakthrough sales machine. The first step to becoming an excellent salesperson doesn't lie in the product, technique, or greeting. It lies in financial mindset. If your mind still feels content with your current income, if you think, "I'm doing okay," then no strategy that follows will be strong enough. Someone who doesn't have the desire to upgrade their finances cannot sell with full commitment, simply because they don't have a big enough reason to break through. Everything starts with redefining your own financial standards. Many people argue, money doesn't bring happiness, or I'm still better off than many others. Those are just excuses for not reaching the financial potential you deserve. If you have a good product, a strong company, and strong sales skills, then not generating significant income is an injustice to yourself. The issue is not a lack of opportunity. It's that you haven't reprogrammed your financial mindset to a higher level. Big thinking is the foundation for big actions and big results. No successful person has ever started without making the decision to master money. From retail sellers to system-owning entrepreneurs, all have asked themselves, how do I build a strong financial model that doesn't just relate to personal income, but also how you operate your work, manage cash flow, allocate expenses, and set clear profit targets? That is the mindset of someone who creates wealth, not someone who just receives a salary. You can read hundreds of sales books, but if your mindset is still selling just enough to get by, you won't break through. Finance is the driving engine behind skills. When the desire to upgrade your finances is big enough, you'll make one more call, learn one more tactic, follow up with one more customer, push through one more rejection. Persistence, effort, and progress all originate from one big reason. I refuse to live a financially mediocre life any longer. A strong financial mindset also helps you handle fear in selling. You will no longer fear rejection, difficult clients, or sticking close to them, because you know you are fighting for a better financial future for yourself and your family. When you carry that mission on your shoulders, you will act with a different kind of power. No longer a seller begging for trust, but someone delivering value, providing solutions, and fully deserving the compensation for their efforts. Right now, set a new financial goal for yourself, not a modest number, but a number that makes you tremble with excitement. Make a commitment. I will sell at the highest level to reach a financial standard worthy of my potential. Start by changing the way you look at money. It is not something just enough to use. It is the reward for the value you create. When you upgrade your financial mindset, your entire sales career will shift to a completely different level. Tip 2. Follow up like an art of persistence, because the money lies in the 6th call. Most salespeople give up right after 1 or 2 follow-ups. They feel like they're being annoying. They fear rejection. They think the customer is not interested. But the truth is, customers need time to build trust. They need multiple touch points before making a decision. And most revenue comes after the 5th call. If you don't follow through, you will be forgotten. And someone else will close the deal instead. The art of selling is not in the first strike. It's in the ability to persist until the moment of decision. Persistence does not mean bothering. It means sustaining value over time. Each follow-up must have a clear objective, provide more benefits, address new concerns, or remind them why they were interested in the first place. Treat every call like a care session, a step bringing the customer closer to a decision. When you build a systematic follow-up process, you don't just increase the close rate, you build sustainable trust and credibility with each customer. Statistics show that nearly 90% of salespeople don't call beyond the 3rd attempt, while more than 80% of deals happen from the 5th follow-up onward. That is not coincidence. That is law. People need reminders, they need certainty, they need motivation, and they only decide when they feel the seller is truly serious and committed. If you call once and give up, you're showing a lack of commitment, and customers won't commit back to you. An effective follow-up system must have a clear timeline, specific timing, personalized messages, and valid reasons. Plan for 7 to 10 touch points with each potential customer. Alternate between calls, texts, emails, and even social media. Each interaction is a puzzle piece that completes the trust-building picture. Don't expect to close a deal with just a good phrase. Make customers feel that you are someone who will not give up until their problem is solved. Persistence in follow-up is a weapon most of your competitors don't possess. They are impatient. They give up easily. They only work with easy clients. But the real market lies in those who hesitate, who are undecided, who need more time. And excellent salespeople are those who are not afraid to invest time in difficult customers. Because they understand, it is the hard-earned deals that bring large and sustainable revenue. Persistence does not just help you close. It builds a personal brand as strong as steel. Starting today, don't miss out on any potential customer just because they're not ready yet. Be the one who keeps the fire burning. Be the one who actively rekindles the need. Be the one who stays present in their mind, professionally and with value. Because when the time is ripe, they will call back. No one else. Sales success does not come from a miracle. It comes from those persistent enough to make one more call, send one more message, and never quit too early. Tip 3. Sell like a mixed martial artist. Combine multiple channels to occupy the customer's mind. Today's market is no longer a one-way game. Customers don't follow a linear journey. They see you on social media, but respond by phone. They read your email, but close the deal through a meeting. So using only one channel is self-limiting. The modern salesperson must be like a mixed martial artist, flexible, multi-skilled, and strategically adaptive. There is no room for those who rely on only one tool to reach customers. There are 5 core channels in the modern martial arts system of a salesperson. First is phone calls, to create personal connection and assess direct reactions. Second is face-to-face meetings, to build deep trust and inject emotion into the transaction. Third is social media, to maintain constant visibility. Fourth is email and online tools, to systematize information and automate care. Fifth is referrals, leveraging others' credibility. Combining channels is not just about increasing touchpoints. It's also about aligning with each customer's behavior and preferences. Some prefer phone calls, others only reply to Facebook inbox. Some need emails with clear evidence. If you stick to one channel, you'll miss out on many opportunities simply because you're not speaking the language your customer wants. When you coordinate effectively, you create a web of influence around them, so they remember you wherever they are. Effective coordination doesn't come from using everything at once. It comes from knowing the right time to use the right channel. For example, after the first phone call, connect on social media. After sending a quote by email, follow up with a confirmation call. After a face-to-face meeting, send a thank you video via Zalo or Messenger. When customers feel you're not just selling, but truly understanding how they want to engage, their trust doubles, and the buying decision comes faster. One of the biggest mistakes is relying on only one platform. Some people are great at phone conversations but don't respond when a customer messages them online. Others write fantastic emails but don't know how to close in person. Yet the market changes every day, and customers switch platforms quickly. Therefore, to survive and rise, you must be as flexible as a true warrior, knowing how to use every tool to adapt and shine. Starting today, take control of all the communication channels you have. Try recording a short video for your customers. Learn how to write sharp, compelling emails. Practice face-to-face communication skills. And don't forget to actively seek referrals from past clients. When you harmonize these tools skillfully, you're not just selling, you're building an ecosystem of influence where customers always feel your presence at the right time, in the right way, and see you as the top of mind. That is the new era of sales excellence. Tip 4. Turn words into contracts. If it's not written, don't expect to get paid. Many salespeople are great talkers, but they don't know how to close. They persuade brilliantly, But when it's time to act, they hesitate. They explain the product smoothly, but don't clearly make a proposal. That's a fatal mistake. Because customers don't write the contract themselves. They need someone to lead the way. And the first action of a true leader is to write it down. No document, no transaction. If you don't send a price list, a purchase proposal, or a contract, don't expect to close anything. The mindset of closing in writing isn't just a technique, it's professionalism. It's a declaration that I am ready to do serious business with you. When you write it down, the customer sees that you really have a plan, a structure, preparation. They see a clear commitment, and when you act decisively, they tend to respond accordingly. If you hesitate, they'll delay. But if you provide a clear written offer, you pull them out of the hesitation zone. A sales document doesn't have to be complicated. It can be a price quote, an order form, a letter of intent, LOI, or even just a message with clear terms. The important thing is that it exists, that it's written, that it's sent, that it gives the customer a starting point for serious consideration. Every major transaction begins with a concrete line of text, and that line is what turns thoughts into actions. From considering to buying. Writing it down also helps you control the sales process. When everything is in your head, it's easy to forget, to confuse, to be swayed by emotion. But with a document, every term is clear, every agreement is transparent, and you can return to it anytime to remind the customer. A good document is a steering wheel for the deal. It keeps the customer in the commitment zone and gives you the chance to adjust, negotiate, or push again if needed. Not writing it down means giving up control. There are many salespeople who are excellent talkers, but they never generate revenue because they stop at the presentation step and never move to the call to action. Writing it down is the strongest form of a call to action. It creates a pause in the customer's thoughts and puts them in front of a clear choice, accept or decline. That forces a decision. But if you keep presenting, the customer will keep delaying. That's why every sales master writes. Starting today, always carry a contract template, a printed price list, an order form, or at the very least, a purchase proposal file on your phone. Never let a conversation end without a closing action. If the customer isn't ready to sign, send a written proposal. If they're still thinking, let them think it over on black and white paper. The act of closing begins with one line of text, and you must be the one to write it down first. Tip 5. Train like an Olympic athlete. Because performance doesn't come from luck. Sales skills are not a gift from above. They are the result of continuous, consistent, and strategic training. Performers aren't born with talent. They simply practice more than others. They rehearse every greeting, every objection handling script, every closing technique. They observe, they correct mistakes, they upgrade daily. That's why their performance doesn't fluctuate. They control their results. They don't rely on luck. They believe in the ability forged through practice. Training in sales is not just about learning more theory. It's about practicing in real scenarios. Every morning, listen to a short audio on expertise. Every noon, role play with your team. Every afternoon, review your personal metrics. Every evening, go over customer feedback. That's a consistent self-upgrade cycle. Advance a little every day. Level up every week. Master a new skill each month. And after a year, you become a completely different version of yourself in sales, ready to compete with anyone, in any arena. True practitioners never make excuses. They don't say, I'm busy. They don't say, I already know. They understand that every time they relearn, they deepen their skills. Every time they review, they uncover blind spots. And every practice prepares them for unexpected, tough situations. When your competitor says, I already know, they're limiting themselves. But a true practitioner says, I want to understand it deeper. That's the spirit that keeps them from ever being eliminated in a constantly changing world. Training doesn't need to be complicated. You just need consistency. 30 minutes each day. Pick one tough scenario to solve each week. Try one new approach every month. Record your calls, film your consultations, then review, analyze, correct mistakes. Be your own coach. And if you have a partner to train with, the results will be even greater. Training is not about doing well once. It's about doing well every time, in any condition. Training creates true confidence. Not confidence from compliments, but confidence from having gone through hundreds of simulations, failures, lessons, and improvements. When stepping into a meeting with a customer, you won't feel nervous, because you've seen this situation in training already. When a customer rejects you, you won't panic, because you've handled it dozens of times in front of the mirror. Continuous preparation builds composure, and that composure makes you irreplaceable. Starting today, design a serious sales training plan for yourself. It doesn't have to be long, but it must be consistent. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it must be committed. Treat yourself like an Olympic athlete, never lazy, never slack, because behind you is your team, your customers, your family counting on you. And in front of you is a fierce market, full of challenges and opportunities. The one who trains today is the one who wins tomorrow. No training equals replacement. No training, self-elimination. From salesperson to market dominator, start today. There are no limits for a salesperson who dares to reset their financial mindset, persistently follow up with customers, intelligently combine multi-channel strategies, close deals with concrete actions, and relentlessly train every single day. Each tip is not just a tactic, but the foundation of a serious professional philosophy. Don't wait for opportunities, create them. Don't hope for a miracle, be the miracle. Everything starts today, and the one who truly dares to begin will be the one who dominates. Thank you for watching the whole video. Please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos.